Order luck.
What's up guys, my name is Order, welcome back to the channel, and in this video guys, I'm going to be teaching you guys about the Native American origin story that I was taught by my mom growing up. And this story is pretty specific and it has a lot of similarities to the Bible and other religions, so let's get right into it.
And time don't wait for us. She said she ain't gonna wait for love.
Being a little kid, I always remember asking my mom, like, where did we come from? And my mom was born and raised on the reservation, so she actually learned her native language first before she ever learned English. So she was pretty much taught, like, all the old ancient wisdom and the ancient religion that's been passed down for a long time. And I'm gonna be telling you guys this based off of memory because honestly, it's pretty abstract, but let's just get right into it.
And every 4 weeks, 2 breaks first. Smoking leaf in the breeze, rolling paper.
So my mom was from the Zuni reservation, and what makes Zuni really unique is that they're one of the only tribes to like have very minimal influence from the outside. Like they are one of the very few tribes where, like, for example, their language is nothing in comparison to like other languages in the area. Like it's extremely well preserved, almost sanctified in a way. Like it's really pure. Like they did not let any outside influence onto their tribe.
Call me money, I still skate to her. Pretend my feet don't hurt so I can say.
So their origin story is pretty preserved, but it's really unique. So basically it starts off with, my mom said there were two groups of people, and there was like an ego or like a god basically. And Zunis believe in polytheism, so they say there's many gods, but there was like one god or something, and it was like a bird or something. But there were two groups of people at the beginning of the world, and at the beginning of the world, so this bird god basically gave two groups of people two different eggs, right? And the first egg was really colorful, really pretty, really abstract, and the second egg was like really basic. And so the first group of people were like, yo, we want to have the colorful pretty egg. So like the god gave them the colorful pretty egg, and inside the colorful pretty egg was like a black and like ugly crow. And so the god basically said, you got to follow this crow to wherever it takes you. And so when these people followed that crow, it basically led them to the reservation they're at right now. And then the other egg inside of that was like a red parrot or something, like a really pretty bird. So the second group of people were like, oh, yo, we're gonna follow this pretty bird. And it basically led them somewhere else. I don't know exactly where it led them, but basically that's kind of what happens. So that's the beginning of creation, but apparently it goes much deeper than that. My mom always taught me that Native Americans always came from underground. Like we lived in the Grand Canyon. And this is where things get weird because truly, like, the Grand Canyon is probably one of the most sacred spots for like basically Southwest Native Americans because we believe, well, I don't know if I believe it. But anyway, what I've been told is they believe that they came from the Grand Canyon, that they all lived underground. And then out of nowhere, they just randomly rose up. They were given like life basically, essentially. And they arose from the Grand Canyon inside the caves. And then they just basically just chilled around the area, which is kind of interesting because I've studied the Grand Canyon and apparently like it is extremely like off limits, like restricted. Like yeah, you can do like tours and stuff there, but like from what I know, like there's a lot of government influence. So honestly, I kind of do believe this origin story. I believe there genuinely might still be people living in the Grand Canyon. Like there's probably a bunch of tribes like underground still in the cave systems because from what I've been told, like the government has like huge control over the Grand Canyon. Like they are blocking off caves. They have like restricted access points, you know? Like there's some points on the Grand Canyon that are like blurred on Google Maps, and they have freaking military drones and military helicopters flying around patrolling. So I think that says enough, you know? They're hiding some shit, bro. They probably got jetpacks and like space guns down there. But anyway, guys, so my mom told me that we came from the Grand Canyon. We moved over around, you know, like pretty much all of the basic Southwest area, and then the Great Flood came. You know, we all know about the Great Flood. Every religion mentions the Great Flood, which is pretty much true at this point. Like it's been proven, I'm pretty sure, that yeah, Great Flood happened. There was a civilization before it, probably Atlantis or something. But basically my mom always taught me that when the Great Flood came, which is like in the Bible and stuff, it's the same flood. Basically before the Great Flood, they were pretty much just chilling. You know, life wasn't that much different, I don't think so. But afterwards, like when the flood came, the legend is there's a mountain like on the Zuni reservation. My mom always told me like that's the flood mountain. Everyone had to climb to the top of this mountain, and when they were at the top, they just had to chill and wait for the flood to die down. And my mom always told me that like there were two superheroes basically. There was like a boy and a girl that were on top of the mountain, and they would jump into the water to rescue people, and then they would take them back up, basically like superheroes, you know? And I have a lot lot of like theories about that. A lot of other religions mention this part too, so some people think maybe it was like some futuristic spaceship, maybe it was aliens, maybe it was a god, maybe it was an angel, or maybe it was just mankind with their futuristic gadgets from Atlantis. So basically, they just went into the water, rescued people, brought them to the flood mountain, and then afterwards, once the flood died down, they went back down from the top of the mountain to the bottom, and that's where they are to this day. And they're just chilling, you know, doing their thing, having fun, making fry bread, roasting tamales, you know how it goes. That's just the life there.
Just to keep my memory, laying wide awake. Diamonds in her eyes, cut through me like a blade.
But yeah, I just wanted to share this story because I find it really unique. It's taught me a lot of wisdom looking into it, and there's not a lot you can find out about this origin story, particularly for the Zuni reservation or the Zuni tribe. They're really private about stuff, and not only that, it's just like a lot of the other tribes, they kind of are similar. Like, I've studied the Hopi religion, and like the Hopi is pretty similar. I'm pretty sure they also mention like coming from underground or something like that. I could be completely wrong. I know they have like a spider goddess or something like that, but I'm not really familiar with it too much because I was never like initiated into everything. The most involved I ever got with this stuff was like going to like the main ceremonies they had, and a lot of these ceremonies are still closed off to like the public. Like, you have to be Zuni or you have to be native to like enter in at all, and they're really strict about stuff. Like, if they see you with the camera, they might just take it and like yeet that, you know what I mean? So it's a really interesting origin story, and I think it aligns with pretty much every other religion. So I hope you guys learned something new from this. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll be making a ton of more videos about my native culture, also talking more about history, philosophy, theology, and what I personally believe about stuff. And I think I come from a very unique perspective to where I'm able to share these things with you. So if that interests you, make sure to comment down below what you want to see next, and I'll catch you in the next video, boys. God bless you. Have a blessed day. Peace.